I went to a private college in Cambridge called the Cambridge School of Beauty Therapy. Spent a year there, really intensive course. I mean, we had like 2 weeks off in the summer just before our exams. And I always knew that I wouldn't be happy working for someone else. So as soon as I qualified, I started doing mobile treatments. I do regret not working in a salon environment because I found because I had my own business, I had no one else to compare my treatments to. So I used to go to other salons. During my college days, I subscribed to Professional Beauty. So I'd open up these magazines and see all these award-winning salons. And I was like, one day I want that. One day that's going to be me. And so I would go around to other salons, even as a mobile therapist. I'd go around to other award-winning salons and think, right, okay, I'm going to just take that little piece of information and the way that they dress their couches and they have herbal teas, etc., etc. So even as a mobile therapist, I would do that. And then I started off in one room, rented one room in the hairdressers. Goodness, probably about 35 years ago now. And then I was pregnant with my son, who's 26, and I was offered the basement of the salon in Sevenoaks. Yeah. So there was a hairdressers above, and we had a 3-treatment. It was a 2-treatment basement with a sauna and a very strange little square manicure room that you could get the smallest little manicure table in. And I started there, and I knew that I wanted to grow. I was very embarrassed of the salon that I had.
I can remember, because that was the point, I think, when you joined Salon Success Freedom, because, and I can always remember one of the things you said was that it was, you just weren't seeing natural daylight during the day, and you just found it that it was like quite oppressive, that you were...
I felt like a mole. Like a mole, especially I'd always do 12-hour days. So in the winter, I'd go in at 7:45 in the morning and it would be dark, and then I'd leave at 8:10 in the evening and it would be dark. And my homeopath would say to me, your body feels as if it does night shifts because it just never sees daylight. Yeah. It's horrible. It's still feels quite emotional going back to those days.
And then you had a team there, didn't you? You started to grow a team.
Yeah. So I inherited 2 therapists when I took over the salon in Sevenoaks, and I had one therapist working in Bexleyheath at the time. And then we grew to, there was 3 of us. I think there was 3 of us, 4. There was 4 and a receptionist for quite a while.
And then when did things change then?
Lockdown was so tough for so many people, and yet for me, she says without getting too emotional, it's the best thing that ever happened, because the hairdressers were failing, unmotivated, really poor management skills. They didn't feel appreciated at all, so the hairdressing side of the building was failing. So when we came back July 2020, the hairdressers didn't open. So it was like walking through a hairdressing graveyard to go downstairs. And then it took from July 2020 to April 21 for the landlord to agree that I could take over both floors. And
But I can always remember, because I mean, obviously we were all together in Beauty Directors Club at that point. And I think all being together, supporting each other I think that was just so key, that we were keeping each other motivation up, that we can do this and we can get through this. And I can also remember your motivation seemed to get stronger and stronger. And it was just, and I think that's where I started to see the determination that you were going to come back, and you were going to come back in a whole new way. And oh boy, have you done that.